Hello, welcome to Centurion's. I nearly burped on the first thing. Welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we are going to be discussing our top 10 figures. Callum's going to say one, and then I'll say another, and we'll go through our top 10. So it should be at least 20 figures that we'll go through, maybe some honourable mentions along the way that we will. So wheel it off, go through. Hopefully, it's going to be about an hour's stream. Could be longer. Who knows? He does like to raffle on a little bit. And so just welcome to all who's in the chat. And if you would like to discuss what your top 10 is, then just write them down below and we'll discuss your figures as well.
Join in sort of thing. So it's like if we do number 10, you put your number 10 in the chat.
Yeah.
We'll go along like that.
Yeah, that's it. Hi, Adam. You all right, mate? So, I've got to click. I always forget to click. There we go. Hi, Adam.
I don't know if you had me as a moderator, I could probably click.
Yeah, I have to work out on this, like how we can do that. I'm not that technical.
It's because you're old.
Yeah, all right. Thanks.
Right, you're going to start.
Oh, do you want me to start? Do you want me to go first?
Well, yes, you are.
Oh, it's my show, isn't it?
Yeah. The Steve show.
It's got my face on the front of it now. I have to do it. Right, so my first figure. So what we're going to do, we're doing our top 10. And this is across everything that we actually collect. So from Black Series, Marvel Legends, but the main gist of it is 6-inch. So my first figure that I'm going to put in my top 10 that come out this year, which was come out quite quick actually. They kind of confirmed it, and then it came out, and it was a pretty good figure. It has got its flaws, but it had quite a lot of accessories, and it come around about the right time because obviously the movie that came out this year, and it is Doctor Strange Retro.
I was wondering whether that one was going to be on there.
Yeah, I was umming and ahhing. That's why he was number 10, because I don't really like his cape. I think his cape is a little bit too big.
That's the thing with a lot of those sort of figures.
It's a bit too heavy, and because of the heft of that, it really affects the articulation and stuff, which then really kind of makes the figure don't feel as good. But he comes with extra hands. What is it? 3 heads that he comes with. He come with his axe, and he come with a staff.
It wasn't even deluxe, was it? It was just
it was literally a normal price figure, and quite a bit of chunk of plastic as well. I think he was about $26.99. I think because he was like an exclusive or something.
Still cheap for what you get.
Yeah, still cheap. So yeah, that is my number 10 figure, which is Doctor Strange. And
those capes are one of the main things, really. Like that's why I don't like thick capes, because you can't get the articulation on them. I don't think I've got one with a cape.
Because 4, that's what happened with my 4. It was just way too hefty.
They're the same, and that's what that Jane Foster 4 was like as well.
Yeah, so, and it affects, and it affects the limbs. I think they get loose a lot quicker.
It's like I said on my top 10. It's like if you want to in a flying pose, it just looks like they're standing because the cape is just straight,
just rigid. Yeah.
Right. So
the accessories were crazy. Yep.
So my top 10, my number 10. All right. You're going to be like, really? It's came out January, I believe. Spider-Man Retro Wave. It was between him and Sandman, but mine is the Shocker.
Really?
Yeah, because I've always kind of liked Shocker from Spider-Man. Don't know why, but I just think it's a really cool looking figure. You can get in good poses. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
For, articulation wise, especially for a muscly kind of beefy figure like this.
And he's quite just a henchman, isn't he? He's just sort of like they didn't need to put all that effort into it.
You can use him as anything really, but the only downside was the the lines that I had to add in myself. But
Yeah.
other than that, cool figure. Like that.
Nice. Right, so we go to number 9 then. Number 9 for me was a massive surprise for me, this figure, because I wasn't going to buy it. It was kind of like one of those figures that came out and it was like, oh, really? I'm not really sort of fussed about it. I don't want it because it just looked like a re-release. So you know what brand this is or what line it is. And it's actually Sergeant, is it Cruel? I can't remember his name. Which is this guy here. And I just thought it was just a Stormtrooper re-released with a lightsaber and a few little accessories, but he's actually got so much to going on with him. This whole torso was new. Obviously, they just blacked this bit, but obviously we actually got a holster, which none of the new Stormtroopers have. They took that away. Then you got all these extra little doobies and stuff, obviously a lightsaber. And then obviously on the back as well, he had this cool little jetpack that was molded on as well. And it was just kind of weird because I was just like, no, I don't want it. And I picked it up and actually I was really surprised by it. I think it's actually really cool.
He's one I keep seeing like in the shops as well, and I'm like, it's just a Stormtrooper lightsaber.
Yeah, but it's not. It's more. It's actually, especially where you got all these sort of gummies, especially like the holster, the jetpack, his little iPad on his wrist and stuff like that. It just makes it actually look.
You use him as a normal Stormtrooper as well. So
yeah, because like when it was released, I actually thought it was just a Stormtrooper just redone. You know, I wasn't even sort of really bothered about it. But when I got it out, I realised actually it was quite different. So kudos to Hasbro for actually doing some new sculpt for a change.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Change stuff. They do change stuff, just not in Black Series usually.
Yeah.
Right, I'll do mine. Mine's a NECA figure next.
Go on in. I'll put it out there as well. We don't know what each other's list is. This is all a surprise to us as well as we put out the hat.
I mean, we kind of like have guesses.
Yeah, we kind of know what each other's favourite figures are, but
it's a NECA figure. It's not comics, not film, it's not TV either. It's the Iron Maiden NECA figure of Eddie from Aces High, and just the detail on this figure is amazing. Even the revolver, shiny, nice weathering on it. I mean, it's all cloth as well, so all the articulation, double joint. So honestly, great figure.
How much was that?
Goes with nothing. That was 35, I believe.
Oh, not too bad. All cloth as well.
So that's a cool figure. Does molt a little bit. Some of the cloth molts. But
you're not supposed to put it for the washing machine. All right, so number 8 for me. Another figure that was actually, is this year? Well, it was obviously this year. That's what the whole list is. But but it actually got confirmed really quickly and actually was released really quickly as well, I feel. And I actually managed to pick mine up for $23.99. So I'm not actually too sure what the actual retail price was for it. So hey ho. And mine was this horny bastard. Rhino.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
He was normal price, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. But now he sort of seems to be not that normal price. So then I was wondering if he was supposed to be $32.99.
Yeah, I got him for 22.
Yeah, I got him for that. I think I pre-ordered from, was it HMV or Savvy in the end? I can't remember one of them.
I pre-ordered, didn't I? And then you didn't pre-order straight away, did you?
No. And then I was like, oh, I'm sure it was HMV that had him. So yeah, I got him for $23.99, whichever his retail price is. I'm not too sure, but a great figure. Obviously, the normal standard big boy accessories, which is swappable heads and hands, but he's just a chunk, isn't he? Like you can just put him in any kind of pose, just
Definitely.
bend him slightly, bang him
I mean,
down.
as I said, like he's got, for a big figure, he's got brilliant articulation.
Yeah, and the detail as well, because like you could look at his head, and
Yeah.
to me, it kind of reminds me of like I remember saying in my review, you get those sort of like animal figures that are quite. It kind of reminds me of that kind of sort of detailing. So, yeah, pretty cool.
Well, how many people are watching? Because we'll get some of theirs as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone up to 2, 5, and all that. So if you are watching, don't forget to like the video, because we're going to do some more lives later on down the line. So more support.
Don't forget to put your top figures as well. That'd be good.
Yeah.
We can debate things as well. So I'm pretty sure this came out this year. It was either January or
You didn't do your research.
Yeah, I did, but I could only find this year. So it's the Cel-Shaded Wolverine.
Yeah, it was this year. It's April.
Yeah, it was this year. I know. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
But it comes with quite a few accessories. I mean, for being cel-shaded, don't look. Looking at it, you wouldn't think it was cel-shaded.
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it?
You know, where some of them, I mean, the Storm, I think she looks really cel-shaded and neon almost. But I mean, great details. Even got all of his hair on his arms. So it's really cool figure, great articulation, especially for like a muscly guy as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, really like this figure and love Wolverine. Any kind of Wolverine's a good figure. So that's mine.
That was number, what was that, 8?
8, yeah.
God, we're going down quick, aren't we?
Well, when we get to the
I was like your mum.
when we get to the top 5, when we get to the top 5, it'll probably be more. Detail.
So this is another one. This has been on an upgrading video of one of mine as well. Again, quite pleasantly surprised by it. It's a fantastic figure. Just great details and everything on that. And actually, I'm looking at it again, admiring it. And it was one that was really long overdue, I think, by Black Series, and that was the Death Watch Mandalorian.
I never got that, and I want it.
You need to get it because it's as good as the Stormtrooper sculpt. It's like you can do anything with it. The articulation is completely there for the whole figure, and it's great. Obviously, I've upgraded and put all like different paint bits and weathering and stuff on there, but it's a really good figure. And I think that other guy's coming out soon, isn't he, in the new wave with the removable helmet that has the same sculpt as this. So if you don't pick this one up, he will have it as well.
That's not Death Watch, is it? It's the what's his name? Guy from Mandalorian, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same body though.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty much the same figure, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just got a removable helmet.
Yeah. It's like they released that wrestling figure as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's Adam.
Hopefully get a deluxe Django soon. Speaking of Mandos, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Django's one that needs an update, I'd say.
Yeah, it's annoying as well because they brought out that Gaming Greats one, and they sort of done his removable head and all that in there, and it was just kind of, well, you should have just upgraded the whole figure and just gave us a whole new figure rather than just giving us a new head sculpt. I didn't bother with it in the end because it was that funky color.
I mean, I've got the original Django from the red box.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
Boxes, yeah. But the articulation's awful on it, but it's a good figure. I mean,
it always stands with his legs like wide open.
Yeah, it's like the original Boba as well, though.
Yeah. Oh, Axis Woves. That's it. That's the guy. That's the new Death Watch dude.
All right. I can't even remember. He was barely in it, really, was he? He was only in it.
Yeah, he just kind of stood in the background. I mean, it was that other chick that kind of took over. That had a little one-on-one with Boba Fett. But
they pretty much just re-released one of their wrestling figures with a Mandalorian outfit on.
Yeah.
Right. So, what are we on? Number 7. Yeah,
I think
number
so.
7.
I'm
My number
going
7.
backwards. I've got 1.
I'm probably it's a
That was
neck
7, yeah.
figure,
Oh, another neck.
from probably one of my favourite TV shows of recent times. It's Homelander from The Boys.
I'm having bad connections. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you froze.
Nice.
But comes with 2
Yeah.
heads, about 1,000,000 hands, laser eyes, and I got him for 35 or 40 quid between that. Comes with
Yeah.
nice soft cape as well, which is nice, so you can get him different poses. Unless you, well, I'd say that, but it's Necker in it, so you get him in.
Yeah.
You try and
It's
get him.
got the basics, but just not over the
Yeah,
top.
it's this thing with Necker, like such good detail, but the lacking in like a lot of their articulation. I would not push that any further
Yeah.
because it would snap. But like, I mean, they've even got all the suit details as well, which is really nice. So great figure. Looks good next to Starlight as well.
Yeah.
Starlight's not as good figure, but still fits the bill for the boys. But we need a Billy Butcher, definitely.
Keep getting bad. I don't know why I haven't got bad internet, but I'm getting bad with the server. I'm getting quite bad.
I said they need a Billy Butcher.
Oh, right, yeah. Right, so for me, next up is obviously a new franchise that I've kind of knee-deeped into. And obviously, I've already sort of thought, is this a figure of the year? But obviously not coming in at number 6. But I was quite pleasantly surprised with it. And the only thing I would say, it's slowly got a little bit worse over time, which is really annoying. So for me, it's the new figure, which is Shredder. Morphed Shredder, I think is the actual name for it, where he's crossed with the Green Ranger from the Lightning Collection. And actually, the gold on here, like I've never had a Hasbro figure that's got such cool painting on the gold. Like it's almost chrome. Look, you see it, like a reflection.
Yeah, most of the gold on Hasbro is almost yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, normally it's like that swirly, twirly plastic, as the Foosh would say. But it's annoying because they could have done that with the helmet, and that has the swirly, twirly silver plastic. But it's just over time the legs feel a little bit loose, and the feet never seem to want to line up properly. So it's long. If you're posing him, he's fine, but if you're putting him in a static pose, just standing there, he's a little bit open, bit like Darth Vader. Like his legs are getting
they
a bit
like
wider.
tilted, didn't they?
Yeah. But the articulation on this guy, he can bring his arms right up, he can swing it right around. He's got all these extra kind of padding and all this extra cloth and everything on there. So yeah, it's really good.
You like it?
Really
I watched a review of him.
So that was my number.
I watched your review of him like this morning, and it was. I was like, that looks really good, but I don't need it.
But it's $23.99. It's still at Forbidden Planet because I was looking at it yesterday.
I've got the Necker shredder, haven't I? So I'm like,
yeah,
I've already got a shredder. Just I've got a normal shredder. But, my next
but
one,
this is Power Ranger Shredder.
Yeah, I know, but stick to SPD. Stick to SPD. My next one is it's like a generic kind of. I mean, it's not just this one. It's kind of a lot of them figures, but mine is a Symbiote Spider-Man. I mean, you could say most Spider-Man figures, really, but I just find they've got such good articulation. I mean, literally get them in any pose whatsoever. There you go.
Yeah.
Double joint. So great figure. Most Spider-Man figures are. So yeah, that's my number 6. You keep losing connection.
Go on. Are you?
You're completely crashing, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's the actual StreamYard that's going down. The actual server. My actual Wi-Fi is absolutely perfectly fine. Says my laptop. I've got 5 bars, but
That's weird.
I have no idea. It's been fine as well for the last hour where we've been chatting.
Yeah.
It's like there was something on YouTube and it's going crazy because
So
it's showtime.
we're on to number 5 now, aren't we?
So yeah, so your one number 5 was
No,
your
my number
Spider-Man
6
puck.
was Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay, so from me. Oh yeah, so that's your 6, isn't it? So this is number 5 then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Check me. And I didn't even go to school. So for this one was actually I need to go back.
Toys for a living.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I wish it was for a living. It's like my spare time job. So yeah, this one was another fantastic figure that came out earlier this year, but it was a little bit slow coming out as well because of Hasbro going through their distributions and stuff. And I'm trying to bend his arm. So great articulation, not fantastic, but generally good for the actual line. And that is Echo.
Yeah.
Have you got this one as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Echo, yeah, great figure. It's just the helmet alone. I think it's fantastic. It's a great looking helmet.
I think they did well with. I'll just get mine as well because I'm number 5 as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I think they even did a really cool job with the helmet and getting that around his
earpiece and stuff.
Earpiece, and the way they did it was really cool. Where they made it part of the actual helmet when you slot it on to get around it. I mean, his face sculpt could have been better. I mean,
so you go up close so you can see the different details. Look at mine, look.
Yeah, see that's Steve's custom one, and that's a normal one for normal people.
So go and check my upgrading.
Yeah.
But
I think the face sculpt could have been better, and the paint on the face.
Yeah, it does look like Picard as a Borg, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just
yeah,
and he's got a screwdriver as well. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
You could do one of your weird posts through that, Steve.
Yeah. To be honest, it might be a good post for a watch, because I've got these screws in there, like they could be undoing.
Even that one as well, like that hand.
I never got that. Well, I did get the hand, obviously, with the figure, but it's massive. It's too big, isn't it? I thought it was interchangeable, and not fits over the top of it.
It'd be cool if
it come with a grabby machine.
Articulated a bit as well.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going down now, aren't we, to number 4. Number 4. So put in obviously don't put your top 10, or you can put in your thing. Just put in your number 1 figure in the comments if you're there, and also don't forget to like the video if you are in the channel. So yeah, for me, number 4 is, and I know this one that it's not in your top 10. And that is Ahsoka Black Series. So I'm quite pleasantly surprised how many Black Series I do have in my top 10.
Yeah, even though I don't have her, I would say she was a top 10 figure.
Yeah, just the actual face sculpt, even going down to all these bits down here. Yes, I did. I think I added a couple of extra colours in these beads and stuff here. But yeah, apart from that, she looked absolutely great. Great lightsabers, nice and thick for a change as well. They fit in her hands.
And she stands.
She stands, and also, yeah, like.
I mean, I've got the Rebels one, and I've got the Clone Wars one, and they don't stand.
Yeah, look at articulation in the arms.
Were they butterfly joints?
Yeah, they come right out. So where's the bloody camera? Yeah, they come out right around as well. It looks a bit ugly, but it's what it is because it's like a vest.
Isn't that like the first Black Series figure to have butterfly joints?
Well, you say that, but I mean, obviously, I was looking at my Mace Windu figure me just pull him out quickly. So obviously with the Mace Windu, I took off. This is the Clone Wars one, and I took off his kind of robe that sort of fits over the top of it. But underneath, even though it looks a bit ugly, like if they just made this a little bit more kind of textured and the same color, you wouldn't actually really kind of notice. Maybe just doing that, but look at the articulation. You can actually go across. You can actually cross his hands so much, and actually you can bring it right around. Like,
see, that's what you need on Jedi figures.
yeah, look, it's actually there, but it's covered by the Jedi robe, so you can't actually get the figure into those kind of poses, unfortunately. So
he was going to be in my top 10, actually. I like the detail on that figure.
what, the one with the bib?
No, just that figure. I just like it. It's cool.
Yeah. So I was kind of hoping to turn it into like a Clone Wars 2012 one, but I don't know. I'll see where I'll go with it. Really, I
I don't know why they're doing that. Like they're releasing the old Clone Wars ones, but not.
Yeah, that hasn't really got much of a following, really. But
yeah, like that Grievous, like.
Yeah, the Grievous. I mean, it was another repaint, which was rubbish. The Arc Trooper, which was supposed to be Fordo, and it didn't look like Fordo. Nothing with him. It's just repainted in his colours. This guy, and I wish it was actually sculpted rather than a vinyl blob over the top. Do you know what I mean? So it was like a hard bit of plastic with the cape wedged underneath. Yeah. I think it would have been better, but yeah, that's kind of why I ripped it off. I went to see what he looked like.
I don't think they expect people to take all the clothes off of their figures.
Well, when you put cloth on there, that's what we do with our Barbies. Want to see what it looks like underneath.
Right, so that was number 4, wasn't it? So
it was number 4, yeah.
My number 4 is Rhino. Similar to what you said, really. Articulation, detail. I mean, you can get him in some funky poses, as you saw on my Instagram earlier. I had him on all 4s, like a rhino. But yeah, great detail. You can do him in all sorts of like style shots.
All sort of Kama Sutras.
Yeah, you can just use him for everything, really. So definitely a cool figure. Probably one of the best ones, bulky ones, other than Juggernaut. He's up there as well. One of the best bulky ones. Might do that, actually. A video on best bulky guys.
There you go.
I've got quite a few. A few.
Well, you do top 5 bulkies.
Well, I don't know. I might have 5.
Yeah.
I do top 3.
It's anyone that's in the chat as well. So Callum's got his own channel as well, and he's just started going into reviews and stuff like that. So make sure you go and check him out and check out his channel and show over some support with some Centurion love.
I shall steal all your subscribers.
You can steal my subscribers. It's fan. So Adam, that Rhino is super nice. Not a fan of the dark patches. Give him a black wash and flesh wash for the face. Dark patches.
Have you done a custom Rhino?
Nah. I thought he was all right as he was, to be honest. Because he's kind of like retro look. I get what you mean, like the darker, high-rised. It's kind of like a thing that Hasbro do now. Like they've done it with the Thing as well, didn't they? With a lighter.
I say that. A lot of people didn't like Thing as well, did they?
Yeah, it was kind of like he's been out and got a suntan, but he went brighter with it, like sort of sun blemished. Okay, so this is number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3. So Adam, what would be your all-time favorite figure of all your collections? Let us know. So this one again is something that hasn't appeared in the top 10 yet, as in a line. Massive nostalgia for me, and I thought it was a fantastic figure because every single thing of his accessories actually fits on him, and that is my boy Storm Shadow from the new G.I. Joe one there. Great articulation, fantastic accessories, and being Storm Shadow as well, he can just be a ninja to go against Spider-Man or the hand or the foot. or go against Power Rangers and stuff like that. You can easily cross over with him. And he's just great.
Yeah, you can cross over with anything, really.
Yeah, he's just great looking. It's just one of those figures that you can actually just pose in any particular way. It looks great.
G.I. Joe's weren't really big when I was little, so didn't really get into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big 80s thing for me.
But I do like Storm. I love the look of Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. I think they're really cool.
Well, I've actually got Snake Eyes, but I've not actually even put him on the channel. I didn't do a review of it.
One of them.
Yeah, they did. It was exactly the same, though. It was just slightly different. It's Hasbro.
Yeah.
They designed what? Well, there's two Snake Eyes out there. There's the classic one.
Metal Mouth figure was almost on this.
Yeah. I'll send you mine on Insta after this. It was me that sent you the custom shocker. Yeah, I remember that. Well, send it now while I'm on live, mate. That's fine. I can have a look.
What's your top figure as well?
Yeah. What's your question? Yeah. Stop avoiding. Okay, so now we are down to number 2, and it was quite a difficult one for this one. Is it number 3?
Yeah, no, number 3.
Oh no, it's your number 3.
My number 3. You've done number 3, yeah. It's my number 3.
It's your number 3. So I was scuffing ahead.
Right. So my number 3 is a Black Series figure. So high on the list.
Yeah, that's quite incredible.
So did a review of him today, and it is the Throne Room Boba. I just love the detail on this, especially for. I mean, Black Series has always been quite good with detail, isn't it? But
yeah.
But the articulation is the only thing that lets him down. I mean, his jetpack falls off constantly, but I'm going to glue that in at some point. Helmet. You said, what was yours? Your helmet was too loose or something, wasn't it?
It just doesn't fit properly. Like, it's too tight.
Oh, mine fits fine. That comes off and on. Mine's quite loose, actually. But
does it go all the way down, though, like past his chin?
Yeah. My Boba's better than yours. But even the face sculpt's really cool as well. Bit silver. I mean, but definitely a cool looking figure.
It is a good figure.
Sort of legs as Ahsoka as well, with those
hanging baggy pants.
Yeah, where it actually fits quite well.
Yeah,
so, I like the figure, and it's got good leg articulation as well.
Yeah, I need to do my update on him, and I haven't played with him enough because I bought him, the Typhon, and Cobb Vamp, like pretty much all at the same time.
I was going to have him. It was between this one and Cobb Vamp.
Yeah, and I just got them all, and I just went, I got them, and I just chucked them on the shelf, and I've not really spent any time with them, to be honest, what they're capable of. So, number 2. What do you reckon it is?
What do I reckon your number 2 is? It's got to be a Spider-Man one. It's a Marvel Legend.
Yeah.
What Marvel Legends have you got this year, man?
Well, you ain't going to get it. I'll carry on.
Spider-Man. It's got to be a Spider-Man one.
It's not Spider-Man. It's not on my Spider-Man shelf. So this is one that I've been waiting for a long time, and I kind of was playing the patient game for it to come out, and then they confirmed that it was coming out as part of the 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends. And I think it's a fantastic figure. It comes with so many accessories. I just thought it was great. There's only one little light sound, and that's because he's got holes in his shield.
I forgot you had that.
Captain America. Yeah, I just think it's just a fantastic looking figure. His proportions are all right. His face sculpt's great. He's got all that kind of sort of like chainmail part on here. It's just annoying on this, like these.
I do what? Yeah, I was going to get him. But You could easily customize like an MCU shield, couldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, I could easily probably go out and get a cheap other shield anyway, or something like that. But you know,
I've
I
got
don't
loads.
always supply with the effects. Huh?
I've got loads of shields.
Yeah, I got quite well. I bought one for the US agent that never come with a shield. But
Yeah, I know.
yeah, great. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a brilliant figure. I'm glad that I waited and didn't buy one that was before. So I think this is like pinnacle. It comes with a civilian head, loads of hands, scar like cowl
You
down
got the
and
Iron Man
stuff
as
like.
well, didn't you? With him?
What's
With
that?
him? Didn't you get the Iron Man as well?
I didn't get no. This is the only 20th anniversary one I got.
Oh,
I got Iron Man. It was just a regular release. It was kind of like called AI. It was like the Iron Man wave that come out, and it was like AI Iron Man. And that was the classic yellow sort of
ugly
one.
Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, why did I get it? I should have got the other gold Iron Man. So then I went out and got that one instead.
Yeah, I've been umming and ahhing about that. And when you mentioned US agent, I'd say that was the laziest figure they've done, like recently. I'd say
Yeah,
that US agent because
I
they could have
quite
made it
liked
such
it.
a good figure. What?
Yeah,
What, the new one?
yeah,
Yeah, but it's a cool looking figure, but there's no gun. You could have had at least a gun that come with it.
yeah. Oh, do you mean the actual MCU one or the
Yeah,
newer?
not the comics one.
Oh,
I said
yeah,
the MCU one, which I think was just the most laziest figure they could have done.
it's actually in my fodder box, that US agent. 'Cause, I want to end up getting rid of him, to be honest, and swapping him for something else. But I don't know where he is. But
Captain America, they could have them together.
no, but I've got the retro US agent.
Oh, you've got the MCU one, haven't you?
Yeah, I got the MCU one and the retro one, but the MCU is not my
MCU one
thing.
was awful.
Oh no, I'll customize mine. I got rid of the thing on his head, and it's the correct way round, the white stripes.
Different.
And I gave him a gun.
So that was yours, wasn't it?
Yeah. So what's your number two?
My number two is another Spider-Man figure, but it's different.
Well, obviously.
Hey, listen, all right? Just let me talk. What do you think it is?
Well, I think it's something that you actually put on your video today.
Yeah. Right. It's the Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
The reason I love this figure so much is because it's so different. I mean, it's got such grit with it. Do you know what I mean? All the photos you can do with it can make it really cool, really badass, especially with the gun. I mean, you can do a Spider-Man swinging, shooting a gun. Do you know what I mean? It's
In your head.
yeah, but comes with the alternative head as well. Comes with old Piggy. But yeah, definitely a cool figure. The only downside, like I said in my video,
Hey, Mr. B.
um,
How you doing, mate?
was his coat that's just sticking out. I mean, from the back, it looks like it's got really big hips.
Yeah.
They could have done that either alternate or whatever, or soft goods would have looked all right on that. I mean, you could easily make it soft good. It comes off. But yeah, cool figure.
Yeah. Do you know what puts me off that figure? Is that the body is the same, and that's why I get annoyed with it, because it's the same as T'Challa, Star-Lord.
Oh yeah.
That one. And I was like, because it's quite plain, isn't it? Underneath, it's very like plain body. Yeah, you can do the splits, so can I.
Yeah. With every figure now, I try and balance them on 1 foot, like I did with that Power Ranger one.
Yeah, that's sometimes I used to do that in my reviews, like where they're running, and it's like quite good.
Yeah, you see all their how well balanced they are, don't you? Yeah, see, Adam agrees.
Yeah.
All right, that time got.
I don't know who's in there. There's 3 other people in here. So if you could if you are in here, and also put in the comments what is your favourite figure this year. And then before we do number 1 for the new people, yeah,
you don't have
so,
figures.
Yeah. So for people who have just joined, we'll just do a quick rundown before we reveal our number 1. So we'll bring them out at the same time. So number 10, can you remember?
I've chucked mine. Mine was Shocker. There you go.
Shocker. So my number 10 was Retro Doctor Strange. Number 9,
Eddie from
was Sergeant Krill for me. Number 8
was Wolverine.
Oh no, I'll put mine back in different orders, I think.
See, I've got mine written down on my phone.
Yeah, I can't remember now. I think mine was Rhino.
Yeah, mine was Wolverine. There you go.
There you go. Number 7.
What was my number 7?
Actually, I think I've got these in the wrong order, but hey ho.
Well, I've got mine in order.
Necker, I can never say that rabbit's name. Yeah. I used to have that as in the 80s when they made it in that figure then. But yeah, he looks like a fantastic figure, and I always really liked the design of that figure as well, or the character, should I say. So 10, number 9, 7.
Mine was Homelander.
I think mine was this dude. Well, it could have been Shredder. If not, this is 6 and this was 7. I ain't put it back properly.
My number 6 was Symbiote Spider-Man, which is miles away.
Yeah.
I launched him.
And then number 3.
No, number 5.
Oh, look, that's why. I put them up here. So, yeah. I had Ahsoka.
Number 5's the same as yours, so Echo.
Yeah. And then, number 5 was Echo. So I think number 4 was Ahsoka. 4 was
Rhino for me. Number 3 was Boba.
Or Storm Shadow.
And
then number 2
was Noir.
Which is done. Noir and Captain America for me. 20th anniversary. And then number 1. So number 1 for me, it's no shock whatsoever if you are following me on Instagram or on YouTube, and you would know exactly what it is straight away.
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
What hasn't been in my thing? Oh my god!
I can't
right, I'm just gonna go straight in for it. Number 1 was when a curveball, but Transfers from the Beast Wars would be a contender for mine. Oh, see, I don't collect Transformers, so I can't really sort of think. But I quite like, if I could, I would have an Optimus Prime, but
or a Megatron.
But yeah, Beast Wars. Yeah,
main guys.
Okay, so here we go. Number 1, that you can't even guess, is Ben.
I said that I was thinking, wait, you've got Ben Reilly.
Yeah. It's Ben Reilly. It has to be Ben Reilly.
She-Hulk. See, she was a contender for me. I would have put her in. She's on my top 5. She's in my top 10 Marvel Legends.
Yeah, I think She-Hulk. Yeah, Callum's done a top 10 today on his channel for Marvel Legends. She-Hulk, she's a good figure, but because she's not in a classic costume, it kind of puts me off.
See, I'm not bothered about classics and all that.
Yeah, but it has to be not really these little ripped jeans and stuff. Anyway, so for me, Ben Reilly, but it's not just Ben Reilly, because it's a Spider-Man. So it kind of sort of like integrates. I wanted to put these, and I didn't want to put too many Spider-Man that are in my top 10. So Black Spider-Man or Symbiote Spider-Man, whatever you want to call him, is in the same. They're the same buck, so it's technically the same figure anyway. Fantastic. And also, I have renewed Vowels. Spider-Man, which to me is exactly the same buck as these. Yeah, he's got a few slightly different alternative arms and toe articulation, but to me, he's still just
I
pretty
think
much
the one
exactly
thing
the
with
same.
Spider-Man figures, they need to come with more accessories like webs and different hands and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think they come with enough hands, and especially where they come, if they have to have an alternative head, like it's a bit of a bummer that Ben Reilly doesn't, so I had to make my own custom. And obviously, Black Spider-Man, you know, he could have come with something.
Carnage on
Yeah,
comments.
yeah. So with Spider Carnage, yeah, because the original one did come with those extra accessories, and that's why I bought that AliExpress from to do a Carnage Ben Reilly at a later date. So we'll see.
Well, my number one then. What do you think?
Princess Leia Yavin.
Well, I haven't had any Power Rangers yet, so
Pink
my most
Ranger.
favourite. Oh yeah, love the Pink Ranger, fabulous. My most favourite
no, okay.
of all time when I was growing up, loved him. Is the Lunar Wolf Ranger from Wild Force. I mean, the articulation on this really good. I mean, his civilian head that he came with, I mean, good sculpt, doesn't look like him, but
Yeah, it's quite hit and miss, isn't it, on those? Like they still look good, but not
yeah, they look very like
realistic.
cartoony.
I think I look. Tommy looks really realistic. I think.
Yeah, see, I did
Wherever it's at.
I reviewed Pink Ranger, the SPD one today.
Yeah.
And I just find her face looks really like it looks like What If? Do you know what I mean? Captain.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I just love the detail on his helmet as well. Really, and all these Power Rangers, as I said, like they give off such a good reflection when you're taking a photo. So if you've got light shining on them, it looks like they've got armor on, and it looks like metal as well. So really cool
Not
figures.
spandex.
Yeah, but like it looks like their helmets, that it just glistens. So and they stand up really well.
Yeah.
No, definitely worth picking these up, I'd say.
Yeah, they are good figures. Like I think I can't really comment on
for so long.
Power. Yeah, same. And I can't comment because obviously I got the female Power Rangers, but I've picked up the I got the Black Ranger to review. So that'll give me an actual insight into like a male physical body part.
You'll see the difference, like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like at least you have like double elbows and
Well, I
other
thought you
stuff.
said earlier you didn't care about double elbows.
Well, I don't, but for his articulation, on the Power Ranger sort of form of it. So yeah, that is our top 10. So if you've got any, we're going to probably do an hour stream. So we've got another 10 minutes. If you want to say, or if you agree with our top 10, if you want to ask Callum or me any questions. Callum also does toy photography on Instagram as well. That's how we met. And we have very similar tastes in action figures as well, as you can probably tell from our top 10, which are literally both exactly the same.
I got you into Marvel Legends, didn't I? Really, because like
you didn't get me into Marvel Legends. I always wanted to collect Marvel Legends,
and then you just kind of bit the bullet.
But yeah, it was like you posting pictures where you made me go over the threshold of like, okay, I need to go.
Yeah, and don't just stick to Spider-Man. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then Power Ranger, I think we both bought a Power Ranger on the same day, didn't we?
Yeah, because I was always like, I said to you a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, probably about a month ago, I was like, I really want to get them. And, you know, it was like,
nah. Because I've been seeing them in Nerd Base as well. And I'm like, and I was like, oh, no, I won't get them because that's just another thing on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then when you said you wanted them, I thought, right, if Steve wants them, I'll get them as well because then we can do collabs. And then we're just egging each other on, weren't we, to get them? So, what's most disappointing figure you've bought so far this year?
It's been a distraction. It's fine, mate. What about the most disappointing? most disappointing figure of the year award must go to. I was actually looking at one today, and I was like, he was really disappointing. Who was it?
Did it have to come out this year?
Yeah. Oh no, there was a figure that I looked at as well, and I was just like, he wasn't as good as he should have been.
Toy photography wise, Phil agrees. You look at Marvel Legends and Black Series have now. You can clearly see where my lighting is exactly because it's hotspots. When it comes to lighting for photography, I never ever point the light directly at a figure because then you can see directly where the light is. So what you should do is just aim it a bit to the side so you just catch the side of the light. So when you look at a light, it goes out as like a triangle. Try and catch it at the side of the triangle because then you won't see the light reflecting in the armor or whatever figure you're taking photo of. Hope that helped. Disappointing figure. I don't really have one this year.
There was a figure that I got, and I was just like,
Did it have to come out this year, or did we just buy it this year?
no, I'll say come out this year.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? I can't remember. There was a figure I looked at, and I was like, actually, he would be in my worst. But I think for me, like in a personal way, it would be the AI Iron Man, because I bought it thinking that he was going to be what I wanted to be, and when I got it, it wasn't. So I had to go out there and buy the other Iron Man.
I'd probably say the two Five First Clone Troopers archive ones, because I've got two of them, and the minute I looked at them, hated them. And I'd probably say, even though I liked the figure, disappointing wise, I'd say Mace Windu, because it could have been a lot better.
Could have been better. Yeah. 100%. And then for me to reply to NJ Tree as well, it's like, obviously you've done, I don't know what side you're on, photography thing in it, college, or did you not?
No, I just.
You just call yourself a professional. Brilliant. Right, yeah. So I use these lights, which is loads of LEDs. And then what I do with mine is I drum the light right down, so it's like bare minimum. You take pictures on your camera, don't you? And I just use my Samsung phone. Actually, I use my Samsung phone for everything, all YouTube, all my Instagram posts, everything. I just use my phone. I never use any fancy equipment or anything like that. And you have a pro mode on there. So I just click on that, and then I drum down the light of certain bits and bring up the lights of the blues or whatever lights in that kind of thing.
Like post editing as well will help you get rid of that. Drum down the exposure and then put up the contrast. And that
so you just sort of bring it a bit darker to bring up the light artificially, if that makes sense. So you don't blast it with light, you do it as best as you can and then bring it upwards.
Light the scene rather than take a dark photo and try and lighten it in post, because it'll pixelate.
Yeah.
But in post, if you've got bright scene, just bring the exposure down, contrast up, and you should be good. And get through the hotspots.
And what's a hotspot not? It's probably you're too young. I mean, that's good. No waste of money so far then. Yeah. I mean, I've always sort of got a figure because I've got a connection to it. Especially for Marvel Legends, I'm picking and choosing. But there has been figures that I go to buy thinking that that's the one to go in my collection. But there's there's a gut feeling of like, I think I'm not going to like this figure. I'm not going to like this figure. And it was that Iron Man, actually. It was just yellow, really too yellowy. His legs a bit loose, so they flow out a little bit. So yeah, it was only that. Yeah, it's nothing that's been super disappointing.
Yeah, it hasn't been. I mean, there's been disappointing ones last year.
What would be your one last year then?
Probably the whole Winter Soldier Falcon wave.
Oh yeah, well, it's a
Fact,
rubbish show anyway.
Yeah, the fact you had to buy a whole wave just to get his wings, and then be left with figures that were awful.
Yeah.
I mean, US Agent in that, awful.
Yeah, I think modular or 80th Iron Man are the best Iron Mans to go for. Yeah, I think that's the modular is the one I'm thinking about. It's the gold one with the big square. Well, say square, triangle, hexagony thing on there. It's the 90s one. That's the one I wanted, and I knew that's the one I wanted because it was like gold. But I kind of thought, I'll go for classic. It'll go with the rest, and it was really the wrong way to go.
I remember when you got that because you was disappointed with it, like the minute you got it, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just like, this ain't right. It doesn't photograph very well. Yeah, that's it. So obviously this was my one there. Make him look a bit better. So
Mine's at the bottom of a crate.
I just find that the MCU Marvel Legends, they just suffer quite a bit of the articulation and stuff. And because they look realistic, you can't put them into like over the top poses like the comic ones. You know, the comic ones, you could bring them up. Spider-Man bring his arm up and like this. And if you do that with these, because they look realistic, they just look a little bit out of place as well.
Yeah.
What was I going to say for the last thing? And that's what you just talked about, Winter Soldier. Like for me, it was such a boring thing. And everyone's like throwing hate at She-Hulk. And it's like,
I don't know why people would throw hate at She-Hulk. That is probably up there as one of the best ones so far.
Yeah, I think obviously people have their opinions and all that, but I just really think like
The first episode was slow, but I'd say
but it's a comic, isn't it? It's they're comic-y characters, like
was great as well, and a lot of people hated that. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought Hulk was brilliant. It felt like a 90s action movie type kind of thing, and
good action, good acting, good comedy moments. It was all round good. Great.
Yeah, it worked fine. I just think Captain America: Winter Soldier was. I still remember watching it with my boy, and I just literally went on my hands and knees and like face planted the floor. And my boy was like, "What's wrong?" And I went, "I'm so bored."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that it's this constant like. I love Falcon. I think he's a cool character.
Yeah.
But they made him into like some kind of lonely boat mender. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was just like
all he's doing is building a boat. This guy fought Thanos.
Yeah, but they kept going back to it as well. Like rather than just sort of having a little bit here and they're like, right, come on, let's go and save the world. They kept going back to this boat. And the woman, she looks like she's from Brave, doesn't she? She was in Solo movie, wasn't she? The English kind of young girl terrorist actor type thing. But what I don't understand is that she could still hurt Bucky, but they both had the super soldier serum, so they would make them equally. But this guy is a trained combat assassin, and she would just be a 16-year-old girl, and she could still outdo Bucky. And it's like, no,
I just thought it was such.
You're at level heat now, so
I feel like that whole series. I mean, there's aspects of it that were good, but I feel like the whole series was just rushed. And right, we need to get a series out for Falcon now to change him to Captain America.
But even his outfit as well at the end, it was so baggy. It kind of like he had a tracksuit from like.
I just found it looked too clean for an outfit. It just looked
Yeah, it looked too athletic in a way. Do you know what I mean? It just looked a bit. People say the Marvel has been shot since Endgame. That's a lot of hours to carry on watching just to complain. Shit. Yeah. She was terrible cast. Oh yeah, the girl. Yeah, and I don't like it because as much as as much as I'm English, I can't stand when an English person acts over English in American films, and they've just got this kind of sort of like horrible accent, and it's just like no, it's too much. It just doesn't work. But has Marvel subsided since Endgame? I think movie-wise, I feel like I'm watching something that doesn't feel like I'm going anywhere. It always feels like a lot of standalone movies. I think, I mean, I have faith that they're just branching out an even larger finale. They're bringing so much in to make it even bigger than Endgame, because that's what they've got to do. They've got to bring all these superheroes, all these other characters, and then bring it all in for a big finale.
Well, when it first started, I mean, you had Iron Man and Captain America, and you didn't really. They were standalone at the time, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then
they carried it, didn't they? Like.
Yeah, and then you started getting the rest of the Avengers. Then you got Thor.
Yeah.
And then I think because they were such iconic characters, I mean, even if before the films, you knew who Captain America was, you knew who Iron Man was, you knew who Hulk was. I think that's the main thing is people latched onto that because they know who they are already.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas these new characters that are coming out, like who's Miss Marvel, who's She-Hulk, and I'm like,
yeah.
But that's why you've got to watch it because then you learn who they are.
But I think this is what the people that are hating at the moment are people that own their own. I mean, you've got to think about it. It's been going for quite a few years now. So if kids were like 5 when they're coming out, those kids are now 15, coming up for their 20s. And they're the ones that are, they probably didn't grow up with these comic characters, what they're kind of displaying, because a lot of the stories that they're doing is very 90s, so Hulk did go through a phase in the 90s when he was Professor Hulk. He had the hair, he even had the glasses, and it was a long phase. This guy has only been Professor Hulk since Endgame and She-Hulk, and they're like, I can't believe that what they've done to the Hulk. And it's like, well, it's just a phase. Like, he's had a dodgy arm for the last part of it, and now he hasn't got a dodgy arm. We'll get that Hulk back. It's only it's just another little processing part of the phase. And
I mean, I think it's better because it allows for him to actually act. It allows for him to actually
and be the Hulk. Could you imagine,
Hulk
he never turned into Hulk, and they'd be like, "Well, there's no Hulk. You're not wasting it on CGI."
in the comics, Hulk talks. In the animated stuff, Hulk talks normally.
Yeah.
So that's what they need because you can't just have some rampaging monster
thing all the time, and you're just waiting for it.
She-Hulk, who's calm, and do you know what I mean?
And they're all moaning about the CGI of She-Hulk, but the thing with She-Hulk, it's not like the old '60s thing where you got to wait to the end and then Hulk comes out for the last 2 minutes. Like she's She-Hulk through pretty much the whole entire episode, which is fun. It's nice. Do you know what I mean? To watch that they could have just gone, well, no, this is Jen, and then just now and again we might do some CGI and then bring it out. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so it's just kind of nice that they have broadened it out to do a CGI character through pretty much most of the episodes. It's going to be a bit shoddy. They ain't got the time to do it, and they've got 9 episodes that they've had to digitally render the whole entire thing, which if you put it all down, if it's 9 episodes, it's probably longer than a movie. So and they have probably the same amount of time.
One as well, wasn't it? Across 6 episodes, and you put it together, it's equivalent to a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
So
that's it. So
they've got less budget for shows.
Yeah. It's nice to watch fun show, casual show that's isn't 15 minutes long, and Doom and Gloom, I think it's snappier. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you're talking still about She-Hulk, but I find it quite fun. I just find it quite funny. Like, yeah, you got over-exaggerated characters like, oh, you drink gin and tonic, you like, and stuff like that. But you could see the person that was part of that, it wasn't her. The whole thing was about Wong. Like, he's got to deal with this annoying woman. It wasn't about the woman. It was about Wong, and it was like
another side out of Wong in this series. I really like it.
Yeah, more humor. And just a bit more fun. And the guy last week, he was a chauvinistic pig, which I do think people are in the world like that, where they do think they're like self-righteous and privileged and think that they can pull things that are a lot more higher that grade than they are. But I think it's just funny. It's only one guy in it.
It has the same vibes watching that as it did with Hawkeye.
Yeah,
I thought that was fun.
Yeah, but a lot of people are moaning, because I watch Angry Joe as well, and the people are moaning that they're making him sound like an over-exaggerated male, and I'm like, you're watching a woman that turns green. It's a comic, this guy is a comic character to make him, who is a kind of I think he can push women over and can lay any kind of woman, because he's a comic character who looks human, but he's a comic character in the thing. It's like, it's not supposed to be realistic. I would hate Marvel to turn it around to be like what they've done with the Warner Brothers DC thing, where it's like, what would the world be like if Superman actually really existed? No, I don't want that. I want it to be Superman. He's the most righteous person, and everyone loves him, and he's Superman. Not to be like, oh, we're going to take you into court because you're an alien. Like, not interested.
Yeah, I feel the only one that really works with it is Batman.
Absolutely. Yeah, Batman. But
he's the only one that really works for the Doom and Gloom side of things.
Yeah, but I just find with Batman, I just think he's, over years, they've gone even more psychotic with him. Do you know what I mean? It's like even.
Well, have you seen the new film?
Oh, I haven't seen the new one. No.
Brilliant film, best Batman film, and I think they did him justice in that film as well.
Because to me, the pinnacle is Batman was Batman, the animated TV show. It was just kind of nice.
Adam West.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with. Sometimes you just can't get rid of a Bob. But it's just that I like the aesthetic of the 90s cartoon, like the 50s futuristic. Some bits were a little bit dark, and it was more detective-y type. But the more they kept doing it, the more they just keep making it more psychotic. Everyone's crazy. But the thing I always find with the Batman villains, they're all kind of sort of similar. Like the Riddler is a bit like the Joker. The Joker is a bit like the Mad Hatter. It's like, they're just, and it's like they all just have this slight quirk that is slightly different to the other one. Like, I don't go into the lore as much, but that's my kind of sort of forward take on it. It's like, he does riddles, but he's also mad. He likes laughter. He's also mad. This guy, the Mad Hatter, is a combination of both. He's a bit mad. It's just like, but that's why I like Marvel. It's always been more colourful. It's just been everyone's iconic. You can look at them, and it's like you see a yellow kind of thing, and that's that guy and that guy. It's just, it's not all. Oh, I've already read that comic. Yeah. But that's how I was always more drawn to Marvel, because of the colours.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of like some sort of, I'm on some sort of type of spectrum there. That's why. But
Colors.
Colors. Look at those shiny colours. But yeah. But Spider-Man for me, I think it's because I was a bit biased at the beginning. It was Spider-Man and Amazing Friends that introduced me into the world. So yeah.
Well, gone over an hour again.
Gone over an hour, yeah. We'll call it off for tonight. I think we've done our bit, and we'll think of more things to do for our live videos where more guys can come and just chat, hang out, and get involved with the chat as well. So we'll do this another time, and maybe we'll do our top worst figures of all time.
Of all time, okay.
I think of all time. I think it'd be quite hard for the year. We will be pushing
Yeah.
it for 10,
Yeah.
that's for sure. But we could do another top 10 of our worst figures, even though we found it a bit difficult tonight to say what was the most disappointing. But I'm sure if we put our head
Disappointing
to
this
it,
year
we'll
was
find
hard because I haven't really bought many disappointing ones this year.
Yeah, we've been quite selective
Mm.
because we keep buying other Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. So we just cut it off, and we'll be back again very soon. So please join, like, hit the subscribe button, follow me on Instagram, and also follow Callum on Instagram as well, and on his YouTube channel. And you will see more videos from us in the near future. So thank you so much, guys, and we see you again soon. Bye. I'll never get ready to end the broadcast. Bye all.